Hello, and welcome back to another Football Commentaries live stream. We have a huge six-pointer in the relegation battle where rock bottom Sheffield United face 19th place West Brom. With both teams struggling to pick up wins, both have two this season. A number of draws for West Brom have got them just above Sheffield United in the table. Both teams are desperate for a win. A win or defeat for both teams could be season defining even at the start of February. With Bramall Lane without fans' expectations without them are still as high as ever, especially for both teams. It's the first episode of Wilder versus Allardyce. Who will win? Let's find out with the 90 minutes starting very soon as the teams are walking out onto the pitch. Bit of rain makes the service a bit more, a bit more slick. So we should have a real relegation six-pointer on our hands today. Like, I have high expectations for this game. I actually think it's going to be really exciting. That could be completely wrong, and then I'm going to look stupid if it's actually a really boring game. But I have faith that this game is going to be a good one. Let's hope so. Anyway, let's definitely hope so. Kickoff is in about 3 minutes time. Just under 3 minutes time. If you're in the stream, make sure you like, subscribe. Full 90-minute commentary right here, right now. This could relegate both teams, I think. If even West Brom, I know they're higher than Sheffield United by 4 points, but if West Brom don't win this game, I just don't think they'll stay up, because if they can't win this game, then I think they're going to struggle to pick up points in other areas for sure. Thanks to everyone who's here. Like and subscribe. Full commentary coming up. I know it's a bit of a different one. 19 versus 20. If I usually do, I would do Wolves versus Arsenal, say, but I'm changing it up. I'm doing more different teams. And yeah, like I said, I'm excited for this game. I actually am. I'm not saying that because I'm commentating on it and I want you to stay. Obviously, I do, but yeah, I'm actually genuinely excited for this game. So, you can see the lineups there. Back five still for Sheffield United. West Brom have actually gone for a back four. As you can see, they're kind of rotating. Last game they went for a back three and then changed it. I think it was within 26 minutes. Dar O'Shea, who's actually playing right back, was subbed off tactical reasons. It was not like he was playing bad, but they wanted to change it up to this formation. So they brought on they brought on Carl and Grant ahead of Dar O'Shea and went to two up front. New signing Diane is up front. The G in the name is silent. Is Diane. That's what I've been hearing anyway. So if you've got any questions on that is why I'm pronouncing it Diane, not Dijane. Benches in the bottom left as well. Two youngsters for Sheffield United in Zach Brunt and Ilya Martin Dye. They're both on the bench, 19 and 20 respectively. Billy Sharp starts the captain with David McGoldrick, who's top goal scorer with 5 at the minute. And then yeah, it's kind of a bit of team news there. And yeah, kickoff is about to start very, very soon. 2-1 Sheffield. I think a win for Sheffield with the momentum they're on. I think if they win this game, I know there'll still be a point behind West Brom, but I think they could definitely do a late relegation scrap push to try and get out the relegation zone, because they're picking up wins with United in the FA Cup. They picked up a couple of wins. I know they lost to City on the weekend, but they put a very respectable performance in. So I think a win for Sheffield United, I think with momentum and the way they played last season, because they were very good last season. The whistle goes, taking the knee once again. Obviously the stuff we've been seeing on social media as of late has been disgraceful, and we're going to look to change that with taking the knee. So the whistle has been blown by the referee. It's West Brom kicking left to right and kicking off, with Kyle Bartley sending it forward. Header won by, I think that was Ampadu for Sheffield United. It's gone out for a West Brom throw-in. I'm just going to get the timer ready to start. There we go. Right. So Dar O'Shea, who looks to have a long throw, he sends it towards the box. It's going to Diane, who loses that in possession, but Sheffield United can't keep it with Billy Sharp, and it's now I think it's Connor Townsend, the West Brom left back. It's to Callum Robinson, who looks to try and take on George Baldock, but a heavy touch leads it out of play. Callum Robinson back at Sheffield United. He was there last season, went on loan to West Brom and signed permanently in the summer. His Lundstrom's head has given it back to West Brom. Sent forward towards, I think that was Pereira, and I think he's been caught in the face there by Oliver Norwood, and the referee give a free kick for it. Paul Tierney. Let's have a look again. He's holding his face, Pereira. Was that his cap Robinson? Yeah, it's Pereira. I thought it was Pereira. He's gone down. They're not showing a replay because I think it's been taken quickly on the left-hand side with Snodgrass. He looks to cross the ball in. Norwood cuts it out the first time. It's still looping in the air. Basham heads it away. All these five. Bartley helps it back on, then back away. Bartley to Robinson in the box. Can't find a turn. Bartley shoots, struck and deflected towards Robinson, who's going towards the corner flag in the left wing position. Tries to spin McGoldrick. He does and gets a cross away, and it deflects off the top goal scorer of Sheffield United out for a West Brom corner. So lively start from West Brom. Sorry, my mic's just decided to fall over a little bit. There we go. McGoldrick having to do his defensive duties now after conceding the corner. Bartley's in there. Ajayi, Diane, the new signing from Galatasaray. It's Pereira who floats it in. Ramsdale can get a fist to it and punch it away towards Lundstrom on the edge, and he gets there ahead of Snodgrass and plays a pass to his right to Billy Sharp. He's got Fleck in support. He's going to have to hold it up as Baldock enters the attacking final third. He's tackled strongly by Snodgrass, who recovered from the opposite side. And West Brom now have the ball into towards Diane. Can't be held up by the target man, and Egan can play it out wide. Egan again. Going over to the left centre-back of Ethan Ampadu on loan from Chelsea. Here is Bogle, who is usually a right wing back, but he's playing left wing back the last couple games. Did so against Manchester City as well. Ampadu again, bringing it forward inside the West Brom half. Ampadu, number 22, looks to think a ball over the top towards Bogle. Can he get on the end of it? The ball skids on the surface and out for a goal kick. Just a little bit too much on it, but that very good thinking from Ethan Ampadu, the Welsh international. 20 years old, already picked up 20 caps for his country, which I think is very, very impressive for the young centre-half / central midfielder. He can play in either role. Yet to play against West Brom, Ethan Ampadu, despite playing a few games for Chelsea as well. He was not in the squad for the reverse fixture in this game, where West Brom did win the 1-0 at home. Conor Gallagher goal, a Chelsea teammate as well of Ampadu. Ball sent forward by Johnston. Sheffield United win it, as it came off a West Brom player last, and it was just seen back to the goalkeeper of Aaron Ramsdale, joined from Bournemouth in the summer. It's now Basham over to Egan. Now to Ampadu. Still in the Sheffield United half on the left-hand side. He brings it forward to Bogle. Ampadu tries to go inside, pass to intercepted, and the Oliver Norwood one as well by Jake Livermore. And they get it to Diane out wide left to Robinson, asking a bit too much of him there. Too much on the ball, and he once again dribbles it out of play. As Robinson definitely gives the referee a piece of his own mind there, that is for sure. Disagreed with the decision. There was too much on the pass though for Robinson. They're asking a lot of the West Brom forward. This is Chris Basham with the throw in. He's going to go further along down the line. He will. He send it forward towards McGoldrick, who just flick it on towards Sharp. Tackled by Ajayi and Bartley. And it falls to the centre-back, Bartley. Tries to get it inside towards Snodgrass. Picked up by McGoldrick. Heavy touch. And it's now Livermore with the ball, who goes over to the right-back, Dara O'Shea. Looking for Carl Bartley making a forward run. Intercepted, and John Fleck sets the second ball, but a good tackle by O'Shea to bring West Brom forward. He's got Pereira on the ball. He's got an overlap of Dara O'Shea. Pereira just has to put the ball in himself, and it's cleared. And West Brom still have it with Livermore. O'Shea. Back to Ajayi. Looking for a ball around the corner. Can he find his intended target of... Is that Kyle Bartley again? That's Matt Phillips, sorry. They look very similar. Matt Phillips and Kyle Bartley. My word, I thought the centre-back was going on a striker's run there. But no, it's Matt Phillips who's playing on the right-hand side today. Trying to get around the Sheffield United defence, but not to be that time. There's Sam Allardyce, now the age of 66, former centre-half, and they've conceded 24 goals since he became manager, and it's been really, really poor. 2 5-0 losses, a 4-0 loss, and a 3-0 loss. Not the prettiest of results for West Brom. Sheffield United have won a throw-in on the right-hand side, just on the halfway line. As Chris Wilder ponders on, I'm sure he has the belief that his team will be able to stay up despite the struggle they are at the bottom, 13 points away from safety. This is Ampadu, who's been better. West Brom, just at the minute, they've just had more of the ball, got forward a bit more than Sheffield United, but we are just 6.5 minutes in as Bogle goes inside to Lundstrom, lays it off behind to Ampadu. Norwood back to Ampadu again, who will look to stride forward. Remember, he can play midfield, so he does like making runs forward as he tries to slip through Billy Sharp. Past him, McGoldrick will close down Kyle Bartley. Can't quite tackle the centre-back, and he will send it forward, and it's flicked on by Pereira, and then Diane helps it on to Robinson, who holds it up and finds the run of Pereira on the edge of the box, looks to take on Chris Basham. Good defending from the centre-back, and a slide challenge from Pereira, look to win it back, but Basham has the strength to keep it, and it's now with John Fleck as they look to bring it forward now. Unlucky from West Brom, an early break, trying to catch the Sheffield United defence off guard. This is Baldock to Lundstrom, Norwood. Got Basham who's making a run from centre-back. Norwood again. He's going to look for a switch to the left-hand side to Jayden Bogle, and he does find him and he brings it down. Remember, he's right-footed, so he will cut in, and he has done on the edge of the box. Lays it off to John Fleck and then gives it back to Bogle, who spins. Can't get a shot away, and he's tripped on the edge of the box, says the referee. And around 19, 20 yards out, so right on the edge of the box, Sheffield United have a free kick. Good work from Bogle to go inside and then receive it again from Fleck. Spun nicely on the turn, and he was tripped by O'Shea, and that is definitely a free kick to Sheffield United. Not the greatest of contacts, but he definitely caught him on the edge of the box, and this is a real chance 8 minutes in for Sheffield United to take a much-needed early lead. They've got Norwood, Fleck and Lundstrom over it, so that midfield three all standing over the free kick. But they have got to get past Sam Johnston, who's made the most saves in the Premier League this season. He's been fantastic for West Brom, despite only keeping 2 clean sheets. And that was to Burnley and to Sheffield United in the reverse fixture, both home games. So they're yet to keep one away from home. But the 3 midfielders still stand over it. I feel like Lundstrom's going to just roll it to Norwood. I'm not sure what's going to happen. We're going to find out as the 5-man West Brom wall is being constructed by Johnston. Norwood will just take it towards the keeper's side. It's poor. Too much power on it. Not enough accuracy, and it's going to be a free kick, a goal kick from the free kick for West Brom. Norwood going for the keeper's side, a bit like Bruno Fernandes did in the game against Liverpool in the FA Cup, but it's just too much on it, and I think he let him back a little bit as well to help the ball just go over the bar. If you're doing ones like that, you try to curl it, but I'd just put the laces through it and go towards the keeper's side. But here is Johnston with the goal kick, headed forward by Ampadu, and he's got a chase on Billy Sharp with Kyle Bartley. Kyle Bartley does get there first and clear forward. If he didn't get there, then Billy Sharp was away. Diane finds Pereira, and he slips through Callum Robinson. He's one-on-one with Egan on the edge of the box, and he gets a shot away, and it's not far away from the far post. Callum Robinson on the edge of the box was being shown away from goal. Clever defending from Egan, and decided to get away a snapshot. Maybe try to catch out Aaron Ramsdale, and nearly did, just I think on the white line of the edge of the box, just to the left-hand side. Decided to pull the trigger, and it's about a yard or so wide from Callum Robinson. It's really not far away. They scored 2 goals for Sheffield United last year in all competitions. One was against Fylde in the FA Cup, and one was against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, where they came back from 2 goals behind. I'll keep you up to date with the Wolves-Arsenal score as well. It's currently 0-0 at the minute. So it's Basham to Norwood, who's just dropped a little deep to spray the ball to the left to Ampadu, who takes a touch and goes inside to John Fleck, who's very close to scoring against Manchester City. His shot in the 86th minute just went wide. As he looks to play Bogle right in that corner flag, the ball's been held up. He keeps it in, but to the expense of Dar O'Shea winning it for West Brom. Tries to play it down the line, cut out by Ampadu, but it falls to Snodgrass. His pass intercepted by Ampadu as well. And he has a little bit of time in the midfield. We're sending it to the left to John Fleck. Can he find a gap? Just plays it to his right to McGoldrick. Tries to go forward. He can't find George Baldock. Intercepted. And it falls to Diane, West Brom. And he lays it off to Robert Snodgrass, who'd been absolutely collided to the ground by George Baldock. Heavy challenge on the former West Ham player. Robert Snodgrass has got 2 wins, 2 draws and 2 losses in 6 appearances against Sheffield United, alongside 2 goals. And he also picked up a red in this fixture 10 years ago. Robert Snodgrass playing for Leeds United. I think he was in the Championship that fixture, or maybe even League One. Well, Sam Johnstone will take the free kick to the right-hand side. Kyle Bartley can flick it on, but an offside flag has been given anyway, so it doesn't count. Linesman flag up straight away. The ball's already started to move again with Ethan Ampadu. Yet to score for Sheffield United this season. Here's Chris Basham. Over to John Egan. Missed that United game due to a yellow card suspension, but Phil Jagielka did a fine job in his replacement to win 2-1 at Old Trafford, as Fleck's been caught out in possession, but the ball forward from West Brom's been intercepted and sent back forward, and eventually, as West Brom clear again, it's been given back to Ethan Ampadu of Sheffield United. Finds Bogle, 1-2 with Fleck on the left-hand side in the almost left wing position. Gets it through the legs of O'Shea, looks to go down the byline. He has cover, thankfully. The Irish makeshift right back, and they can tackle Bogle and get it out for a throw-in for Sheffield United. He got completely outsmarted there, Dar O'Shea, through the legs by Bogle, formerly of Derby County, and was nearly through, but cover was there for O'Shea as the throw-in's been taken, and they're working it to Lundstrom. It's to now McGoldrick, who's dropped a little deep for the ball, and Lundstrom has to send it back into the Sheffield United half with Basham, now back forward to McGoldrick, takes on Robinson and away from Pereira. He's on the edge of the box. He's going to go with a weak-footed strike on the left foot. Not enough conviction and accuracy that he would have wanted. At least it was on target, but Sam Johnstone just had to have a very small dive just to his right-hand side. But great skill from McGoldrick to get past Robinson and away from Pereira. He made a heavy touch and was getting tackled, was about to get challenged from Livermore. I thought he may have laid it off. I think it was flat to his left, but decided to strike instead. And the first real attempt for Sheffield United. As the ball's been sent forward, Egan heads it away and then falls to Snodgrass, and it's Diane who tries to flick it on, the man from Galatasaray, but he loses it to John Egan. It's now Ampadu, a lot coming down this left-hand side for Ethan Ampadu. He gives it to Bogle. Back to John Egan, who's already had a red card this season in game week 2 versus Aston Villa. Also got a red card late last season against Newcastle away as well. The ball is with Aaron Ramsdale. Always 6 clean sheets in 58 Premier League appearances for the goalkeeper, as Kyle Bartley heads away his kick forward and concedes the throw for his team. We are just under 15 minutes in, and we are at 0-0 in this massive 6-pointer relegation battle game. Both teams will have to win if they feel like they need to have enough to stay up. Diagonal switch towards Bogle, cut out by Matt Phillips. It'll be a throw-in for Sheffield United again. Ampadu over to John Egan. Plays it to Lundstrom, who's the engine in that Sheffield United midfield. Basham to McGoldrick. Lays it off first time to Baldock. Inside to Basham, who's made a forward run. Has to just play it behind him to Lundstrom, who will go over towards Ethan Ampadu on the halfway line. A few right-footed touches ahead of him to bring the ball forward. It's now Fleck. He has to spin and turn and be tackled by Matt Phillips, but the referee deemed it a foul, as I think he was taken down by Livermore as well, as he did get doubled up on there, John Fleck. thought it was a fair challenge by Phillips, but I think it was the Livermore challenge which came in afterwards that conceded the foul and the free kick. It's quite far out, but it can definitely be lifted in the West Brom box for a half chance maybe to turn into a goal scoring opportunity if they get this right. Fleck, who won the free kick, will take it just on the left hand side. A cross ball and it's dangerous, flicked away by Kyle Bartley towards the back post, and the corner flag it rolls to, and it's just gone on the right side of the flag for Sheffield United because he goes out for a corner. Good strong defending by the 6'4" Kyle Bartley. He had to get the header right because he headed it behind him, and there were still runners being unmarked by West Brom, so his header could have gone to a man in a red and white shirt. But here's Fleck to take another set piece. It's the in-swinging left foot of John Fleck. So good ball in. Again, Bartley's there to win the header away. It's going to fall to the edge of the box to Norwood, who's been pressured by Callum Robinson, and he's challenged by Callum Robinson. And the referee says he got the last touch, the West Brom forward. And it'll be a Sheffield United throw-in. I thought it was the other way around. I thought it might have been a West Brom throw-in that time, but the referee saw it differently. Now Bogle throws it back to John Egan. Basham, Norwood. To Egan again, he's drifted to the left-hand side. To dink a ball down the channel towards Billy Sharp. He's going to muscle with Bartley to try and win it, but Bartley wins and is able to direct it to his goalkeeper, who can pick it up with both hands and just roll it to Semi Ajayi, who did score that equaliser at Anfield to pick up a 1-1 draw for West Brom, one of 6 they've got. Sends it forward, headed away by Egan. It's now Robinson. It falls to Pereira. Inside to Livermore. Dara O'Shea's joined the attack and gets a cross in towards Diane, and that's not a bad ball into the space, but he didn't attack it, and a goal kick has been won in that corner flag as Baldock apparently hit it against Snodgrass last, but I don't believe that. I feel Baldock got the last touch there. Good ball in by O'Shea. Diane couldn't lose his mark of Basham, and then Baldock there towards the corner flag was able to get it off Snodgrass last for a goal kick. It'll be Aaron Ramsdale to take. Both teams in search of their third win of the season if they can edge this game and take all 3 points. Ramsdale is towards Billy Sharp. I think comes off his head and it falls to Fleck, who tries to head it on once more. Missed kick by Ajayi. And then Bartley has to take over and bring it forward and look to send away Matt Phillips, who's gone over to the left-hand side, asking too much of the Scotsman there. Kyle Bartley, Matt Phillips can't get on the end of the pass, and Sheffield United throw-in it will be. But they need to get this Diane, the new signing, into this game. He's been seriously impressive this season for Galatasaray in their league. He's got 9 goals in 15. And in that league, in the Super League, in Turkey, he's got 64 appearances and 51 goals. Very impressive record for the new striker. But here's the Sheffield United strikers trying to link up. Billy Sharp's header went over the foot of McGoldrick but fell to Baldock. Thankfully for him, and Sheffield United still have the ball, only until Bartley intercepts a Baldock pass. It's now Townsend, who's in for Gibbs today on the ball, the left back, and goes backwards to Johnston, formerly of Manchester United. Never made a senior appearance for Manchester United, but did make 6 bench appearances for United in the Premier League, but never made any minutes. Pereira, Townsend over to Bartley, just inside the West Brom half in the left centre-back role. Roll back towards Sam Johnston, who is now at the age of 27. Plays it towards the right-hand side to O'Shea. Can't keep it in the West Brom possession. And it's now Norwood in the middle of the park. To his left to Ampadu. He will like to break forward if he can, but with passes that bad from 8 yards out, losing possession, they're not going to get anywhere. Try to find Jaden Bogle, and the pass was just too far to his left, to his right, and just went out of play. Too easy. Now who's been better? I think now Sheffield United, because they've had a bit more possession. not quite got into the box of West Brom too often, but they've dominated possession. They've got it back from the throw-in. Callum Robinson couldn't hold it up, and he's allowed Egan to play it to Basham. Lundstram to Basham again. Jinks to shoulder, gets away from Pereira and gives it to Lundstram again. But yeah, as they Sheffield United. Bit more possession. But West Brom is looking equally as dangerous when they do get the ball. Getting crosses in towards Diane, who is a target man, 6'4" he is as well. Just control possession for Sheffield United. John Egan to Fleck, lays it back off to Egan. He's ought to bring it forward, Sheffield United, and break through the lines of the West Brom defence. And Purdue to McGoldrick, who has dropped into a midfield position to get the ball. And it's Egan to Basham. Baldock. Basham again, who lost his marker of Jesus for the Manchester City goal. He seemed to have been blamed for that goal, and rightly so, because he pushed up thinking the pullback was going to be played and instead went straight to Jesus. But they'll be looking for a Jesus type of goal from one of their strikers, and it's McGoldrick who they'll be looking for that goal, and he's just got it out wide to Basham. Through the gap to Baldock, just on the edge of the box. Gives it back to Basham, the centre-back. Lundstram, who's the furthest out wide for Sheffield United. Completes a 1-2 with Norwood and goes inside to Fleck. Left-footed touch. And takes quite a few of them and gets it inside to Lundstram. Can he get a shot away? No, he's down on the byline at the minute. That's just to give the ball to Fleck, who lays it off to Lundstram, I think that is. And then across is once again handed away by Bartley and cleared. Only as far as John Egan. So West Brom can't quite get the ball out of their own half at the minute. As a switch has gone on towards McGoldrick. He lets it go towards Bogle, and a heavy touch means Sam Johnson can come and collect, but a better touch there for Bogle, and he could have had a chance to put Sheffield United in front there with a shot on goal. Couldn't quite get the ball under his spell as McGoldrick left the ball to go over his head to go to the left wing back of Bogle. It's now Townsend, tries to go inside towards Diane and does so successfully. It's now Matt Phillips, who seems to have switched with Robinson. Works some space to get a cross in, flicked away with the head of John Egan, all as far as Livermore on the edge of the box. Waits for an overlap from O'Shea, and he gets it and can't take on Bogle. Met with a strong challenge, but does win the throw-in for West Brom. Dar O'Shea was the man, like I said before, who subbed off after 24 minutes for Carlan Grant for tactical reasons at the weekend in their 2-2 draw against Fulham. No performance... not performance-wise at all for O'Shea. He was just tactical, and he was the centre-half who had to be sacrificed to bring on a striker in that game, even though it was so early on. But he seems to have quite a long throw-in, Dar O'Shea, and he's got it in towards the box, and it's been flicked on, but a free kick's been given for Sheffield United as Semi Ajayi knocked over Ethan Ampadu. Could have been a dangerous chance there as well for West Brom, but a foul from the Nigerian. Yeah, just pushing Ampadu down to the ground there. Jai, a definite free kick, I'd say. If you are new, please like and subscribe. The next commentary is... I don't know. I can find out though. I forgot. Ramsdale to take that free kick though, as I will find out what's next. Towards McGoldrick. It's Bartley again with the header. But Norwood flicks it behind him instead of in front of him to Diane, who then finds Phillips, lays it into Livermore, out wide right to O'Shea. An early crossing he goes for. Ramsdale's going to commit to it and he will collect it with ease. Aaron Ramsdale, the England under-21 first-team goalkeeper. Ampadu, who he's distributed the ball to, brings it forward, dinks it over the top. I think Lundstrom's making a run from deep in the midfield, and he can nudge down Townsend, who tracked his run from left back. And as the ball was going nearly out of bounds, Lundstrom just gave the left back a nudge, trying to see if he can gain any advantage on winning the ball. And ended up conceding the free kick. I should thank you very much to any of you in here. If you can all like, that'd be fantastic. Thank you for subscribing. Another subscriber as well, 555. That is satisfying. Thank you everyone who is subscribing. A short free kick, I'd say, taken towards the halfway line to Connor Townsend at left back. Goes inside to Snodgrass, looking for a ball around the corner into the box towards Diane. Keeper there ready to collect. Diane wasn't quite on the same wavelength yet, but he is new from Galatasaray. In by Diane. They did also sign OK Yokuslu from Celta Vigo on loan. West Brom just didn't quite get the registration done, and he has to travel from Spain to England, and then that's the same with Maitland-Niles, but in terms of his registration for the West Brom squad, can't quite do it in time. So he looks to bring a new option for West Brom. It's a great switch from Ampadu towards Baldock. Can't keep it as his touches invited Robinson to take it away from him, and his clearance has been won by Ampadu. Norwood back to Ampadu again. Works out wide to the left-hand side to Bogle. Ampadu, who looks to bring it forward. Baldock is drifted all the way to the left-hand side here. He's now got the ball off McGoldrick and gives it to Bogle and overlaps. Right wing back into the left wing position as Bogle looks to find Ampadu inside. He's been dispossessed and the ball's come off him last as Matt Phillips, who won the ball off him, looks to clear down the line. Good defending from the winger. Wolves versus Arsenal is still 0-0 at the minute at Molineux. Next commentary is on Saturday, 3 o'clock kickoff, Newcastle versus Southampton. That's on the 6th of February, 3 o'clock UK time, Newcastle versus Southampton. If you want to watch that. Here, throwing's gone towards Diane, can't get it forward to a teammate, and again Sheffield United have won the ball, and they've got it to Baldock from Basham already. Just lays it off to Lundstrom, a short pass, and it allows Connor Townsend to get in there and take away the ball, and they look to break forward. He's going to release it to Matthijs Pereira on the left. Just holds it up. He's got the run of Snodgrass. If he wants to use him, he decides to go for an early cross instead, and it's been blocked by John Lundstrom, who was part of that mishap there in the midfield of giving the ball away for West Brom to get on the break like that. And here is Connor Townsend to take the throw-in. Again, a shock selection, I'd say, the 27-year-old, as the throw-in's gone towards Pereira. Baldock uses his strength to win the ball back, and as he tries to see it out, Pereira does get a toe there, but he just kicks it straight to a Sheffield United player, and the clearance from that Sheffield United player has gone straight back to West Brom, and they can rebuild from the back. With Johnston switching it to the left-back area, to where Bartley is. Down the line to Townsend, inside to Pereira, pushing the back on the halfway line by Egan. Means the foul and the free kick's being given to West Brom. But in terms of commentaries in the future, we've got that one on Saturday, and then we've got a week's break from there, and then the next one after that is on the 13th, so that's Saturday again, so a week after. Same time, 3 o'clock, Crystal Palace versus Burnley, so no midweek one next week, but next two are on Saturday, 3 o'clock kickoffs. So make sure you subscribe, notification on, so you know when the commentaries are happening. Thank you for the support this stream. 2 new subscribers already. So free kick has been delivered towards the box where Bogle can clear. Only as far as Livermore, who will recycle the ball back into the box towards Bartley. Can't win his header on Chris Basham, and he nods it straight to the path of Baldock, who then lays it into Norwood. He needs to release if he can. Pokes it towards Fleck, who then lays it back off to Norwood, and then gives it to Fleck once again, who can drive forward into the green grass of Bramall Lane. Now finds Bogle, who again looks to cut inside onto his right foot. Gives it to Norwood. Fleck. On the outside, he gives it to Ampadu, and he goes inside to Bogle. Looks to get it to Fleck, intercepted by Matt Phillips, whose clearance will go down the line this time instead of being blocked off, but Diane cannot get there, the striker, and again, Sheffield United are with the ball, with Chris Basham. Norwood to Chris Basham again. Scored in a 1-0 win back when these two teams last played in the Championship at the 18-19 season. So the season before Sheffield United did get promoted. Norwood to Ampadu. Down the line it goes to Bogle. Towards the corner flag it is. Tries to play it back to Ampadu. It comes off Bogle last. And out for a goal kick, as he thought he'd kicked it against a West Brom player last. Out for a goal kick, but the referee saw it differently. So goal kick it will be for Sam Johnston. I think that goal I mentioned of Chris Basham in the 18-19 season, that is incorrect. I do apologise. I've got that wrong. It wasn't him who scored that day. It was I've actually got it written down here. Kieran Dowell in the 14th minute. I don't know why I've written it. It was Chris Basham. So I think he's yet to score in the fixture. I'll have to check that at half time. I'm sure I read that right. Robinson. Diane goes towards, caught out by Basham. Of throwing it is for West Brom. I will keep up to date with the game, don't worry. I just need to check I've got this right. I swear it said he'd scored a goal. I don't want to give in false information. I spend a lot of time on these notes. Sam Allardyce is very frustrated at the minute as the throw-in has got to his man of Diane down the left-hand side. Looks to take on a couple of Sheffield United players. He's kind of stuck at the minute with Basham and he's challenged and tackled, and Lundstrom can send it away towards McGoldrick, but Ajayi heads it to Dara O'Shea, who helps on forward towards Robinson, who does flick it down towards Matt Phillips, but he wasn't the first one there. A Sheffield United clearance goes to Billy Sharp, who goes over under the challenge of Kyle Bartley and wins the free kick in just inside his own team's half. Just a pushing there back on Billy Sharp by Kyle Bartley. Basham has never scored against West Brom, so I don't know where I've got that from. I do apologise. Up the album, so you're a West Brom fan, okay. Nice to know. It's Norwood. To Jaden Bogle. Finds McGoldrick. Can he add to his 5 goals he's already got this season in the Premier League? Didn't start the game against City. He's played 28 minutes though, as he's been given the ball again. Cut out by Townsend. It does fall to Diane, who takes too long to release the ball to Livermore, and Sheffield United have it back, and it's with Fleck now, who looks to dink it towards Billy Sharp, cut out by Bartley. And Norwood wins it back and fouled by Snodgrass, but play continues because he was able to get his pass away to Baldock. On the right hand side, he finds Basham. To Baldock again. Good ball. Crossed by Baldock, intercepted by Bartley, falls to Robinson. His touch was heavy and was brought down in the box, but no appeal from either team. Well, no appeal from Sheffield United, and they win a throw-in though in the end as Kyle Bartley's pass to Townsend, I think, just went under his foot there, and they have it back. Quick throw-in taken. Lundstrom tackled and out for another throw-in. I think he was tackled by Snodgrass there. Ampadu over to the left-hand side we go to John Fleck. As Pepe's give Arsenal the lead away at Wolves, 32nd minute. Ampadu on the edge. Does he fancy a strike? He does, and it's had to be saved by Sam Johnston. Around 22 yards out, decided to try and bend it towards the far corner, but I think it was an easy save in the end for Sam Johnston. No real threat of conceding that shot. The ball's been cleared away by West Brom as far as Egan, who goes back to his goalkeeper. Now finds Ampadu once again, who decided to let fly from quite a far distance. It wasn't too far away as he strides with the ball. Bogle inside to Fleck. He has time and space and uses McGoldrick, who's just gone out wide left, and gives the ball back to Fleck, who made a run down the line. Cross blocked off again by Dara O'Shea, and a corner kick we get for Sheffield United. 35 minutes played. It's still all square at Bramall Lane in this 6-pointer. Chris Basham did play in that 1-0 win against West Brom in the 18-19 season, in the 1-0 away win, but he did not score. So, sorry about that. But they're all surrounding. Everyone's in the 6-yard box, and it's going to be put right into the mixer. Sam Johnston not caught out by a clever free kick towards his near post. He was there to punch it behind again for another corner, and the same tactic is going to be used. Ball put in again towards the far post this time, and once again met by Johnston as McGoldrick was at the back post ready to try and nod it home. So he's dealt with these first 2 corners well. Sam Johnston, despite being overloaded in his 6-yard box, there's everyone in there. It's going to be an in-swinger this time from John Flex on the opposite side. Are they going for the same tactic? No. Different tactic this time for an in-swinger. There's about 5 men on the edge of the box who are about to make runs and try and find a little bit of space to get the head on this. It's been crossed in. Basham misses it. And Kyle Bartley heads away. Norwood keeps it alive for Sheffield United. He's able to get it to Bogle, then puts a diagonal switching towards John Egan. He does win the header. I'm not sure where he was aiming that, but he's gone out for a goal kick as his header went forward towards goal in the end. But I don't know if that was where he was aiming it towards, because there was no one there and it was never going to go into the back of the net from that distance. Yeah, 1-0 to Arsenal it is. Nicola Pepe might be finding his form in an Arsenal shirt. Sam Johnston to take the goal kick. 2 clean sheets against Sheffield United in 8 previous appearances. Can he get another one tonight? Goal kick flicked on by Pereira towards Phillips, headed on by Sheffield United. It's in the air, and as it is in the air, John Fleck was brought down by Phillips, and Sheffield United have a free kick which has been taken quickly. It's now Norwood on the ball to Ampadu. First time ball to Jayden Bogle. He's hesitant to run down the line, so instead goes into Norwood, then finds McGoldrick. It's Fleck. Bogle. Lundstrom, who's joined in the attack down the left-hand side. Fleck. McGoldrick finds Fleck again in space and goes into the box to Bogle, where the pass is being intercepted by Jay. Can he get the ball away out for a throw? And he can. So it's still in the final third for Sheffield United to try and make something of this phase in play. It's McGoldrick who already has it from the throw. Just to go backwards to Egan. Ampadu into Baldock. Knocked off the ball again, and to the frustration of West Brom, a free kick's been given. 33-year-old Robert Snodgrass is pleading his case of innocence, but yeah, did bring down George Baldock there. He didn't win the ball. Snodgrass, after he brought down Baldock, another West Brom player came in and swooped the ball and took the ball away, but that didn't deceive the referee, as it's not as close as the Oliver Norwood free kick. It's on the left-hand side again. It's another good opportunity for Fleck to get a ball into the box here. Definitely not a shot, despite being around 27 yards out. Left-footed ball swung in towards the back post. Good defending by Townsend to take it away from McGoldrick. He was waiting and licking his lips at the back post there to stroke that home, but Townsend wasn't having any of it as Fleck put another good swinging ball in towards the 6-yard area. The throw-in has been conceded by Townsend through the clearance. Now Baldock thrown into the box towards Sharp. Header away by Jake Livermore to take it away from Sharp, but all he gives back to Sheffield United is a corner kick. It's going to be an in-swinger from Fleck, so they won't go for surrounding the 6-yard box, but instead make runs from the edge of the box, or from the edge of the box or in the box, to try to find some movement, to find some space. Fleck it is to take towards the 6-yard box, again headed away by Bartley, straight to Fleck again, who cuts inside into the box and lays it off to Lundstrom, who's on the right foot, dinks the ball in towards, I think that's Billy Sharp, who looked to try and get his header on target, but he was always going wide from the Sheffield United captain, and another chance goes a begging for Sheffield United. Good dinked ball in by Lundstrom. Sharp got above his man, but couldn't quite get the angle on his header to cause any kind of trouble there for West Brom. So a goal kick it is for West Brom. It's got 5 minutes plus additional time of this half to play. Johnston headed forward by McGoldrick, straight to Billy Sharp, who's tackled by Bartley as he tried to hold it up. And Snodgrass pokes it to Diane. Back to Snodgrass. Releases Robinson on the left. He's in the box on the left-hand side. Cuts onto his right foot. Decides to shoot. Parried by Ramsdale. Diane shot. Saved by Ramsdale. And is tapped home by Matt Phillips. West Brom break through after much Sheffield United pressure. They held it off. held it off until they could break in the end from the goal kick and make much reward from the sacrifice of defending. Snodgrass got it to Robinson, cut onto his right foot, too easy from Basham to let him shoot. Poor goalkeeping by Ramsdale as he parried the shot. Diane probably should have scored as well. Didn't get enough power on it from 6 yards out. Ramsdale with a strong left hand to keep Diane's shot out, as he did get an assist in the Fulham game. Yeah, strong left hand, parried straight to Phillips, who into an open goal could just poke it in. Easy as you like. West Brom take the lead. And that is a huge goal in this relegation battle that we've got in our hands. Sheffield United 0, West Brom 1. And despite the immense Sheffield United pressure we've had within the last 5 or 10 minutes, it's all come to nothing. You could say worse than nothing. It's come to a goal conceded in the wrong end for them. Wilder will be very frustrated, as you could just see there. I bet he'll be scratching his head like he has been all season, how his team are falling behind in games like this when they really should be winning, because they've lost many games by 1 or 2 goals. He'll be very frustrated, just from a goal kick as well. His Fleck looks to get them back in the game with a cross, left by Johnston, falls towards Townsend, who gets there out of Baldock and is fouled. And as he was running towards the ball, Baldock, I think, may have pulled a muscle, maybe the left hamstring. He felt his left hamstring and put his hand up, and he's gone to the ground. Baldock currently just sat down. It could be another injury for already injury-plagued Sheffield United. So they might have to look to make a change. But for the goal, it just broke loose from a goal kick, and Snodgrass was able to get it to Robinson. And as Robinson drove at Basham, too easily allowed to have the shot. And parried, and Diane should have had his first goal. Like I said, he already got an assist for West Brom in his debut for in the Premier League for the second goal, for Mateus Pereira's goal, and he should have got one himself. He just scuffed it from around 5 yards out and allowed Ramsdale to try and make up for the parried save of beforehand, but instead just parried it straight to Phillips. Easy goal for the winger. It's his 12th goal in the Premier League through 3 clubs he's played for. It's his first one of the season, actually, in his 8th start in the league this season, and he's rewarded Big Sam with a goal. Yes, it was an easy finish, but it is one of those right place, right time situations. And West Brom have the lead. Deserve it or not, they've got it, and that's all that matters. It is still Wolves 0, Arsenal 1. As it looks like George Baldock is having to be replaced, and he's going to be replaced by Max Lowe. So as Jaden Bogle was playing at left wing back as a right footer, he will move over to the right wing back to play on his favoured right foot. And Max Lowe, who they were both signed from Derby this season, Max Lowe and Jaden Bogle. Bogle will go to the right, and Max Lowe will play on the left hand side, I am presuming, because he is a left wing back and Bogle's a right wing back. But we'll just have to see. As Johnston takes the free kick eventually, and it is Bogle on the right, Lowe on the left. Headed forward by Sheffield United. Billy Sharp can't take it in his stride. The ball's now been given to Dara O'Shea. Sent forward towards the goal scorer. He's been dispossessed, but then wins it back with his added strength and finds O'Shea. Again, looking in behind for West Brom, but it's been intercepted by Ampadu, and he's giving it to Max Lowe, who's just been put on, and you can tell he's new to the game because that pass was woeful, and Pereira can win a throw-in for West Brom as he was given the ball and challenged, and it'll be O'Shea to take the throw. Gives it to Pereira, laid back off to O'Shea, to Pereira again. Ajay Livermore dinks it towards O'Shea, heads it on only as far as Ampadu. Clears it to the left-hand side of West Brom, and they can get it with Snodgrass. Find Robinson. Can he take on Jaden Bogle? He decides to get a left-footed cross in towards the danger area. It went over Diane's head and cleared by Max Lowe. McGoldrick can work it to Fleck. To Lowe again. Sheffield United calmed down a little bit in their own half with possession back in their, well, I was going to say back in their hands, but back in their feet, you could say. So we are separated by 1-0. Matt Phillips with the goal from a Diane parried shot. It's low. Tries to go inside. Oh, it's nasty. Oh, on Snodgrass. The ball was there to be won after a short ball by Max Lowe was met by Fleck and Snodgrass. Yeah, Lowe's pass actually deflected off, I think, Bartley. And Fleck went in there, slide challenge, studs not really showing. And I thought his studs was showing, he cut the ankle of Snodgrass, but he just collided with his legs instead, and that I think will just be a booking for John Fleck. The ball was there to be won, and they are dangerous challenges then when both players go in full aggression. Snodgrass is back up, and he's going to be fine because wasn't really any studs involved or even connecting to his legs, so he'll be okay. 2 minutes of additional time. We've played 90 seconds of it already. We've got 30 seconds left for Johnston to take. Proving a dangerous one though there for John Fleck. I'm not even sure if he got booked, you know. It's not come up yet. Ball sent forward. Ampadu heads it to his left. And out for a throw-in. I'm sure he wanted to send the ball upfield, but pressure allowed him to not do that. And it'll be Dara O'Shea, who's lasted 20 minutes more than what he did in the game against Fulham, because he was substituted in the 24th minute. We have played the 2 allocated minutes of additional time. Will there be time for O'Shea to send this throw-in into the box with his long throw? It will. And it'll be flicked on by Jay towards the edge of the box where Billy Sharp meets in, and there's no more time for any further action in this first half, as it does end Sheffield United 0, West Brom 1. Despite demanding all possession, Sheffield United and West Brom not having too many chances, and when they did have the ball, they created a few. The Blades will feel hard done by the fact they are going in at 1-0 down. But a 41st minute goal from something that stemmed from a goal kick. Snodgrass got it in the midfield, got it to Robinson, who cut inside, shot, saved by Ramsdale, straight to Diane. His shot, scuffed, saved, straight into the path of Matt Phillips, who was able to literally poke the ball home from about 2 or 3 yards to allow West Brom to get, you could say, an undeserved lead, but despite the pressure and the possession of Sheffield United, you can't really say they deserved to score. Didn't have too many clear-cut chances. It's all good having the ball, but if you don't do anything with it, then there's really no point of having the ball. So, an even game. I'd say 1-0 was probably the fair scoreline to go in at, but it's West Brom who nicked the lead just before half-time, and they are in full right of that lead. But I feel like if Sheffield United do lose this game, like they lost Baldock just at the end of that half, around the 43rd, 44th minute, Baldock, I think, with a right hamstring injury, so that just adds to the injuries Sheffield United have already got. But they do have cover with Max Lowe coming on at left wing back and moving Jayden Bogle over to the right wing back instead. Be interesting to see if Sheffield United are able to score, because they can't lose the game. I don't even think really a draw's a good enough result, but a draw will definitely be better than the team above them gaining 3 points on them and going 7 points above them in the league table. If you are new, please subscribe and like as well while we're at half time. Red card. Oh, that's interesting. David Luiz sent off in the game between Arsenal and Wolves. I'm going to have to... And it's 1-1. Wolves have literally just scored. Let's have a look. I think a lot's going on in this game in the end. Oh, it's half time. Wait. So Neves... Oh, it was a penalty. Okay. So Neves scored a penalty in the 50th minute of first half. The red card was in the 48th, so I'm presuming David Luiz has done something in the box to give away a penalty to earn himself a red card. But I'm not sure what he's done to deserve the red card and to concede a penalty. I'll wait to have a look on the replays when they show them. But that's interesting. David Luiz sent off. He was actually doing quite well, but could do quite well this season. But not this. Well, yeah, this season, but mainly within the last month or two, he's been doing really well, keeping quite a few clean sheets. But it looks like they're going to have to make a change. Maybe bring off Smith Rowe for Gabriel, or Callum Chambers. But I could imagine it being Gabriel. If we can get back up to 555 subscribers, that'd be fantastic. So if you are there not subscribed, please do. The Instagram and TikTok names are in the description. The TikTok is Football Commentaries YT. The Instagram is Football_commentaries. And the second channel and the Rangers Football Manager Save is also in the description, the playlist of that. So if you're interested, then you can check that out. Next commentaries, I'll let you know them now. So we've got Newcastle v Southampton in the game on Saturday, Sunday. What am I about? Saturday, 3 o'clock kickoff, and then we've got a week break, and then the next Saturday is Crystal Palace versus Burnley, same time, 3 o'clock UK time, and then in the midweek of that we've got Barcelona versus PSG on the 16th, 8 o'clock UK time, and then on the weekend of that we've got Southampton versus Chelsea at 12:30. Then Atletico Madrid versus Chelsea at 8 on the 23rd. And then on the 27th of February, Manchester City versus West Ham United. So they're the February commentaries coming up. So some very interesting games. Very, very interesting. Can't wait for the Champions League to be back. I can't lie. I love the Champions League. I think, it's obviously it's the best teams coming up against each other and playing each other. It's great. Sorry, just got some stuff on my jumper. Yeah, I'd be very interested if Sheffield United react and respond as quick as they can, because they were the better team in terms of possession and chances, but they just, like all season, they just zoned out at the wrong time, and that's going to cost you in relegation battles. It is. It's not going to be nice to see these relegation battles. You've got a graph for every single goal, every single point you earn. Doesn't matter how much possession you have, if you're not putting them away, then you're going to lose football matches. You're not going to get enough points, and you're going to go back down to the Championship. It's as simple as that for Sheffield United, and I feel like if they lose this game, I do think that is it. I don't think they'll be able to stay up, because they'll be 7 points behind West Brom. They'll be still 13 points adrift of the drop zone. And that's a minimum of 5 wins that they've got to get to at least even think about staying up, and that's without other teams gaining points during that process. So even at this point, I don't think they'll stay up. But they've got to have faith. They've got to have belief. Chris Wilder has been at the club since 2016, so going into his 5th year. He won League One with them. He got promoted through the Championship with them as well. It's his 220th game in charge, 60th Premier League game within that, and they have only averaged 1.05 points per matches in the Premier League, which isn't too great, despite having quite a good season last year, finishing 9th, 54 points. They were 5 away from Europe. They've already lost 5 more games than they did in the whole of last season. They definitely need to win this game, and going behind after dominating the first half through just poor slacking defending is going to annoy Chris Wilder, and he's going to be feeling very, very unlucky, I'd say, because obviously he can give the tactics and the instructions, but it's the players who have to go out there and put that into play, and if they're not, then they're not going to win, and he can't do much more than what he's doing, I don't think, Chris Wilder. Obviously, I don't think they'll sack him. Of course, if they go down, I think they'll stay with him, and hope that he brings them straight back up in the Championship. Thanks to everyone who is here though, watching this, and try to vary My commentary is a little bit more. Hence why I'm doing 20th versus 19th. Usually I do a big team and a smaller team, or two big teams, but I'm gonna vary it. It's like Newcastle, Southampton at 3 o'clock on Saturday. I wouldn't usually do that, but you know, when I commentated on Newcastle on Saturday, they played really well. So hopefully, if they give us a similar performance, we could have a cracking game in that one. But I'm going to have a look now what happened for that David Luiz red card. I think it's about to come on very soon, and I'll let you know what happened for David Luiz to get sent off and for Arsenal to concede a 45th minute penalty. Well, no, the penalty was conceded in the 48th minute, and it was dispatched in the 50th by Ruben Neves. Sorry you don't have a lot of people watching. No, this is a great amount of people watching. Really, for half time especially. This is great. If there's 2 people watching, great. 3, great. I'm really not too bothered. As long as there's people here, that's fine. Having 6 people at the minute, and it's obviously the number dropped between 5 and 6 viewers. That's great for half time because usually people, it's half time. They usually think, oh, I'll just go for half time and I'll come back when the game restarts. But the fact that people are saying that's a great Pepe goal, actually, right hand side, left hand side, cuts in, pass Semedo through the legs of Neves. What a shot, cross goal. Might be finding his form, Pepe. Yeah, but the fact 5 or 6 people are here at half time, don't apologise. It's good numbers. Good numbers. You got to remember as well, during the half, we did have, I think, 10 or 11. So, yeah, don't apologise. It's not your fault. This is a good amount of numbers in. I'm not saying that. 2 people, that's decent. 3, 4, 5. Doesn't matter to me. It really doesn't. As they're not yet shown the incident in the Wolves-Arsenal game, which is 1-1. David Luiz red card. Are they going to show it? Yes, they are. So Podence slipped it through to Willian Jose, and David Luiz clipped Jose in the box. And I think they've seen it as denying a goal-scoring opportunity, and that's why they've red carded him. Yeah, they just clipped the back of his left heel. Luiz, I don't know if he meant it because he was just running, and he was sent off for a last man. If he knew what he was doing and he was being clever and he meant it, then that's definitely a red card. Because he was last man, stopped to what would have definitely been a goal-scoring opportunity. But he just seemed to be running across his man, and then he clipped to the back of his heel with his knee as he was running. So yeah, red card, last man. Challenges. They've got Peter Walton commenting. The BT Sport referee analysis guy. Premier League ref for 9 years. Some of his decisions in games are questionable, to say the least. I'd have to say. Peter Walton, whatever VAR says, he seems to agree. We are close to the second half restarting. I need to go back to the Sheffield United game. I completely forgot that I wasn't on that channel. Have we restarted in the game? We're on an advert. Okay. I was getting a bit worried then. Yeah, the second half will be underway in just a couple of minutes' time, and hopefully we get an exciting half where Sheffield United will have to push to try and gain 3 points. I don't even think a point will be enough for the Blades. Yeah, Matt Phillips with the goal. We've had a few 1-0s in this fixture. The last 2, in fact, have been 1-0s. Obviously, the one in the Premier League where Conor Gallagher scored in the 13th minute, and then the one before was the last game in the Championship these 2 teams played. It was at West Brom, 1-0 win. Kieran Dowell with the goal. Then before that game, the previous 3 before them 2 were 2-1, 3-1, 2-2. So who knows? We could have a similar pattern where the 2 1-0s are destroyed out of the form books. Like these 1-0s, these are just past games. We're here for the future and the present, and we're going to give you a 3-3. Can't see it being 3-3, but we can all hope. interested to see as well if Wilder decides to make any changes at half time, because remember he's had to make one already. Bring off George Baldock for Max Lowe, as Baldock seemed to have picked up a hamstring injury after chasing a ball down against Connor Townsend, the West Brom left back. Yeah, still a couple minutes until the second half gets back underway. Interesting to see that it's taking so long. There's only 2 minutes added on as well, so they should really be getting back underway very, very soon. A win for West Brom as well will put them 6 points away from safety instead of 9. It still throws down the rain in Sheffield. What games have we got tonight? United are playing. Got Newcastle Palace, Manchester United, Southampton. Probably watch the United game, to be honest. See if they have another slip at home against Southampton, who are desperate for a win. And it looks like it will be a change from Chris Wilder. Didn't actually expect one, but it looks like we're going to get one. Ollie McBurney, who's just slightly coming back from injury, got 12 minutes under his belt against Manchester City, and he's going to replace a midfielder of Ollie Norwood. Interesting decision made by Chris Wilder, substituting a midfielder for another striker. So we are back underway. Sheffield United kicking left to right, West Brom right to left in their green and yellow away kit. Just controlled possession by Sheffield United. They didn't actually hoof it up like every team does. Kept it with McGoldrick on the halfway line. Inside to Fleck. Pokes it towards Ollie McBurney. First touches on the ball for the Scotsman. And his first pass has gone straight to Callum Robinson in a West Brom shirt. Gives it to Ajayi, who will bring it forward through defence and get it through the gap. And tries to find the goal scorer Matt Phillips, who can't quite get there. Went for a slide challenge to try and stop Egan from running away with the ball, but wasn't enough to make the Sheffield United centre-back lose the ball. And he's on the ball currently at the minute. John Egan inside the 18-yard box of Sheffield United. Fleck back to Egan. Looks to push his team up the pitch. Fleck back to Egan again. Lundstrom. Basham. Just inside the Sheffield United half is Egan again. Fleck, formerly of Rangers. John Fleck. Won 6 trophies at Rangers at his time there. McGoldrick to McBurney. Just about gets it back to McGoldrick. It's now Basham. Down this right-hand side, lays it off to Bogle. Back in towards Basham, he's on the byline. Can he get a good ball across? He can. It's laid off, I think, by... I think that was Max Lowe, come from left wing back. He just tried to stop the ball for his teammate, but instead took it away from the path of a teammate who wanted to shoot. And West Brom was able to clear only as far as a throw-in, where it's been given to Lundstrom. Bogle tries to turn to go down the line, tackled by Robinson. It comes off Bogle, last out for a West Brom throw-in. What a chance, though. Bogle was able to link up with Basham down the line and got it through the legs of a West Brom defender. And Basham just needed a better pullback, because he was bobbling, to be fair. And then as Max Lowe tries to lay it off to his teammate, he just takes it away from Lundstrom in the end, and then that can be cleared by West Brom as they take the throw-in down the line. Diane can't head it onwards to a West Brom player. Instead it goes to Egan. And it's now Ampadu as they look to charge down the left-hand side with Fleck. Switched ball going towards Basham, cut out by Robinson. Goes to Diane, lays it off to Snodgrass. Takes too many heavy touches and loses possession. And it's now Lundstrom to Fleck as they look to get bodies forward. Can't get it in between the gap of Ajayi, and then Fleck, he was given the ball back from the interception, loses it once again. And West Brom then give it away on the right-hand side. I think it's Matt Phillips who gives it away. It's now Billy Sharp. Back to Max Lowe. Oh, no, it's Ampadu, sorry. Egan. Fleck. Ball being put in by Max Lowe. Stopped by Ajayi. And he passes it to O'Shea in the box. Forward to Livermore. It's now Phillips. Helps it down the line towards Pereira. Can't be cut out. But, well, it can be cut out by Norwood. No, Fleck, sorry. But Pereira let it go for a throw-in. And then took it quickly and he gave it to Livermore. Over to the left-hand side now to Robinson. We've got Townsend on the overlap and he uses him. Will he go for an early cross? He will do. And it's a searching one punched away by Ramsdale. Thankfully for him, it falls straight to John Fleck on the edge of the box. Not a West Brom player. As they look to bring it forward, but they're stopped by a wall of green and yellow shirts. Decent ball from Connor Townsend. Making his 9th appearance. They've previously played no minutes in the last 11 games, but gets a start today. So it'll be healthy for him to get some football under his belt. Fleck. Low to Ampadu. He's going to go inside towards McGoldrick. Back heels it to Billy Sharp. Back to goal. He lays it off to Lundstrom, who helps it onto the right-hand side to Bogle. Basham's making a run down the line once again. Can't use him, unfortunately, Bogle, and he has to play it to Egan at the back. He then brings it forward himself, lays it off to Lundstrom. He looks to bring it forward. Left-footed ball inside towards John Fleck. Pass to the right to McBurney on the edge of the box. Cuts onto his left foot. Lays it off to McGoldrick on the right foot. Decides to shoot. Blocked by, I think that's Robinson. And away for a throw-in for Sheffield United. Basham takes it. Throw to Lundstrom. Works across into the box. Straight into the hands of Sam Johnston. I forgot to take a drink at half time. I do apologise. Johnston rolls it to Townsend. Looks to go inside. Just about gets to his man, Jake Livermore. It's now a J. Over to O'Shea. Ball inside to Diane. Pereira. To Snodgrass. Left-footed ball to Robinson. He cut onto his right foot to force a save from Ramsdale, which led to the goal. This time he tried to go for a cross on the edge of the box and was deflected away for a throw-in off Jaden Bogle. Townsend number 14 with the throw-in. To Callum Robinson, who's holding off the pressure of Bogle and Lundstrom, and gets a crossing towards Diane, and he's been just shoved in the back there, and offside was given anyway. Didn't go to the ground, Diane. He was just pushed in the back, shoved in the back there by Ampadu, and it went for a goal kick in the end, but even if that led to a goal or a maybe suspected penalty after the nudge in the back, it doesn't matter because he was offside. I thought that when the ball went in. Just lazy from him by Diane. Signed on loan from Galatasaray in his debut against Fulham on Saturday in that 2-2 draw, where Bartley and Pereira scored to go from 1-0 down to 2-1 up, and then conceded a Cavallero goal as West Brom just got caught out in possession there in midfield and won it straight back due to a misplaced Sheffield United ball. Sam Johnson helps it forward. Straight to Egan. Towards McBurney, headed away by Bartley. Straight to Basham, who chests it down, flicks it over the head of Pereira. What skill! And Basham takes on another West Brom player and releases it to McBurney, who just about keeps it in on the right-hand side. Tackled by Snodgrass, who had to cover, and a throw-in's won, and Basham will take. What silky skill by the centre-half. Flicking it over Pereira's head and taking on a couple West Brom players afterwards, and he's on the ball now. Lundstrom. Back to Basham, this is all on the right-hand side. McBurney can't find Lundstrom, and Pereira has it from Robinson, who won the ball back, and then Pereira has been challenged, and the ball from the tackle has gone all the way back to Wolves, as Moutinho has completed the Wolves turnaround. They're 2-1 up against Arsenal. Egan, ball over the top, brought down by McGoldrick. As far as Bartley's been tackled by McGoldrick, and a throw in the opposite way has been given. Apparently it came off Bartley last. A lot of decisions have gone against West Brom today in this game. Basham to Lundstrom. Sees Max Lowe on the left-hand side with a lot of room and finds him to John Fleck. Ampadu, Fleck. Down the line towards Billy Sharp. Again, back to goal. Relays it off to Fleck, who then gets a dangerous ball in. Headed away by Bartley. He's done that numerous times. Back towards Lowe, who heads it in. Ajayi way. Flicked on by Diane. Going as far as Lundstrom. Gives the ball over to Chris Basham just above the halfway line in the West Brom half. Goes back over to Lundstrom again. Forward to John Fleck. Ampadu inside to Lundstrom. Now 30 yards from goal. Just plays it to his right to McGoldrick. Does he fancy a shot? No, tries to go inside towards Bogle. Cut out by Townsend, who's moved over to the right hand side with the ball. Trying to find a West Brom shirt. And he's just dribbled it out. Play for a throw-in. Couldn't really do much about that. Wasn't being given any options. Max Lowe already on the ball. Ampadu to Fleck. Ampadu to McGoldrick. Takes one touch and then releases back to John Fleck. Now finds Max Lowe. Can he get a ball in the box? No. Back to Fleck again. Not much room for Sheffield United to break into. As he drops the shoulder there, Fleck, and brings the ball forward. He's now in the box. Lays off to McBurney. His cross stopped. And away for a Sheffield United throw-in as they look to break down this defensive West Brom, which have conceded the most in the league. 50. 15 more than Sheffield United. Fleck to McGoldrick. Again, still on this left-hand side. It's congested. McGoldrick lets it go over him. Let's go under him, should I say. To Ampadu. Egan to Fleck. Inside again, around 40 yards from goal is Ampadu. Goes towards the box to Billy Sharp. Can't lay it off to a Sheffield United man and cleared for West Brom. All the way to the opposite side on the right-hand side for a throw-in for Sheffield United. West Brom can't keep it away and Sheffield United can't go forward. It's a bit of a stalemate as it's been worked to Billy Sharp. He works a cross in. McBurney can't win it, but he falls to Basham. Works the shot, can he? He's twisting, he's turning. It falls to Bogle, who gets the shot away and he scores. It's a much-needed goal in the survival battle for Sheffield United. And it's Jayden Bogle who's got it. He started on his weaker side on the left-hand side, shifted over to the right, and he's actually ended up scoring on his left foot. Thrown by Basham into the space for Billy Sharp, who got a chest down, hooked a ball in, headed away by Dar O'Shea, then fell to Basham, took a touch, twist, turned, and then his turn backwards, looking for an option, ended up being a really good pass into the path of Bogle, who swung his, you could clearly tell it's his weak foot, just swung his left boot at it, caught out Johnston at the near post, nothing the goalkeeper could do about it, and you must say that is a much-deserved Sheffield United equaliser. Sheffield United 1, West Brom 1, Bogle with the goal. Great goal by Bogle. It's his second of the season. It's his first one since Brighton, which was his debut for Sheffield United in the Premier League. He missed the first 13 games of the season, and he's got his second goal in a massive game. I felt like Basham should have shot, and he just twisted and turned backwards, and I think he was about to look for a pass, but his touch just lay nicely into the path of Bogle, who just decided, I'm going to have a swing at this, and he did, and it was a successful swing because it's gone straight in to the back of the net. Deserved goal, and we're all level at Bramall Lane. Goldrick in the left wing-back position, the striker, to Ampadu. Dinked ball looking for Billy Sharp. I think he asked for it on the ground, Billy Sharp. And he's gone straight into the goalkeeper, Sam Johnston. Chris Wilder watching intensely as he thinks this game is definitely up for grabs to take the 3 points. Now he's back level. As Basham heads away a West Brom clearance to Townsend. Down on to Robinson. Keeps it away from Bogle, the goal scorer. Now Townsend. Down the line looking for Robinson. Cut out by Basham. Now Fleck trying to force it down the right hand side, and it's Livermore who picks it up. To Matt Phillips, the other goal scorer in the game. To the right wing back. That's the right back O'Shea. Works the ball towards Diane. Basham gets there ahead of him. Heads away for a throw-in for West Brom on the right hand side. There'll be O'Shea to take. Will he go for a long throw, which we've seen multiple times that he's got in his locker, and he will, the Irishman. 6'1". Dara O'Shea. Made his breakout year last year, making 17 championship appearances. This is his first full Premier League debut, first Premier League season, as he throws the ball in, flicked on by Ajayi towards Diane. Overhead kick into the box, headed away by Bogle. But an offside was given anyway as the ball hit the head of the referee on the edge of the box. Well worked that from Diane, an overhead kick in tight space into the box. No one was there, unfortunately, for him, though. It's now Basham to Egan on the edge of the Sheffield United box. Will look to bring it forward for his team. What option is he going to pick? He's just going to go back to Basham? No, decides to turn the opposite way and then go back again and then lay it into Chris Basham, who got the assist for the goal. He's going to spread the play to the left-hand side to Max Lowe, who can go inside and get past two West Brom players and then stop by Ajayi. But his tackle's gone straight to John Fleck, who works it down the left-hand side. He's on the byline, pulls it back, touched by McBurney, shot, deflects to Lundstrom. Can he get it out of his feet? He can and shoot, and it's blocked by Matt Phillips. Loops into the air, headed down by Ampadu to John Fleck. Chested down to Max Lowe. Keeps the ball in his possession, plays it to Fleck. Drops the shoulder, right-footed strike through the sea of bodies, but no power in the end. Easy save for Johnston as he looks to send West Brom away with a throw to Diane on the left. Lays it to Townsend, who takes a heavy touch and is dispossessed by Sheffield United and can bring it away with Bogle. He's got Billy Sharp and he will pass it to him. Can he find the right pass? Tries to go for the dink to McBurney on the far post and it's blocked by Bartley for a corner. Unlucky. McBurney liked the idea of trying to find him at that back post, but Bartley, who's been everywhere so far tonight, has blocked another cross. He's been doing that all game, Kyle Bartley. 2 goals, one against Fulham, like I mentioned, and then one in that 3-3 draw against Chelsea early on in the season. John Fleck to take an in-swinging corner, the number 4. Cross towards the near post, and the head has been won by Ampadu, and it's straight out for a goal kick. No real direction on the header towards goal. It kind of blasted off his head and up in the air and out for a goal kick. He's made one Premier League appearance for Chelsea, Ampadu, in the 2017-18 season against Huddersfield. It's a 10-minute appearance, and other than that, in Premier League appearances for Chelsea, that is it. 690 minutes for Chelsea. Senior team, Ampadu. Currently having a loan out on a loan spell at Sheffield United to try and gain some experience in the Premier League as Bogle fouls Townsend as they both went for the ball from the Johnston goal kick. He's left holding his head, Connor Townsend. They both went for it and a right arm right in the face of Townsend. I mean, a sore one that for Townsend, right in the face. Whew. Left cheek is going to be sore after that. Looks it as well, but he's back on his feet and he should be okay to continue. Still doesn't take away the pain. As despite the free kick being just inside their own half, West Brom, they're going to launch this into the Sheffield United box if they can. It's towards Diane, headed away by Sheffield United to the edge of the box to Pereira. Shot blocked by McGoldrick, who helps it away towards Billy Sharp. Can he get there? No, he can't. Dara O'Shea is the one to tackle for West Brom, and it's now to Johnston, who sends it forward, and Ampadu leaves it for Ramsdale, who will hurry and clear it along as far as Snodgrass to O'Shea. Again, that ball down the line, the channel is not being allowed to get through. Throwing for West Brom. Throw into Matt Phillips. O'Shea. Phillips. O'Shea back into Phillips. Nice play on this right-hand side. Works a cross in and it's... Oh, what a save by Ramsdale. Robinson stuck a left boot out around 6 yards out and I think he was able to just instinctively react to his right hand and stop the ball from going in. What a save! McBurney to Bogle. If they score from this, Ramsdale is the one to thank. Lundstrom inside to McBurney. He's got a bit of time to look for a pass, and it's Basham who he goes for. Lundstrom recovers the misplaced pass and gets it back to McBurney through Fleck. It's now Basham. Cuts onto his left foot, then plays down the line towards Bogle. Tackled by Townsend. And the corner kick it will be. Great ball from Phillips, right along the ground, right in front of the goalkeeper. It's one of them where he teases the keeper. Should he come? Should he stay? I think he would have been offside, maybe Robinson. The lines would have had to get put out. Slid, got a left boot out to him. What a reaction save. May have been offside, Robinson, but that does not take away how good that save was. An in-swinging corner we have for Fleck. Headed away and helped on by Pereira, but stopped by Bogle. And the ball's in the box of Bartley, who can clear. And as far as the furthest man back for Sheffield United, which was Low, finds the corner taker, Fleck. Passes it to Basham. And he tackles Townsend, who tackled him the first time, so it's Basham with the ball still. Can't lay it behind him to Bogle. And a clearance can be made towards Diane, who's been dispossessed by Sheffield United. And it comes off him last, Diane, as they tackled him, and they've took a throw in quickly, Sheffield United, with McGoldrick. Just lays it off to Basham. First time crossing. It's dangerous. It's headed away to the edge of the box to Lundstrom. It's like it's becoming ever so close for a second goal for Sheffield United. You feel like it's not too far away. It's McGoldrick, who again has dropped deep into the central midfield role at the minute, is with the ball. Looking for his options. From far out, decides to shoot. Bounces right in front of the keeper, but an easy save it is. And a bit of a waste there from David McGoldrick, who actually has a goal in this fixture when they lost 2-1 at Bramall Lane, the last game played in this ground between these two sides. They lost 2-1 that day. Gareth Barry and Kieran Gibbs scoring goals after McGoldrick gave Sheffield United the lead in that game after 12 minutes. Harold is back. Nice to see you, mate. McGoldrick helps it on. Bartley heads it back forward. Livermore on the halfway line. Gives it to Matt Phillips. O'Shea's making a run beyond him. Decides to not use it. And go to Bartley. To Ajay. Over to the left-hand side this time to Connor Townsend. Clips it down the line towards Matt Phillips. Keeps it away from Egan and Basham. Good skill and plays it into Connor Townsend. Tries to work it onto his left foot in the box. Stopped by Basham, and it's now Egan who goes to Ampadu. Very calm and controlled to get a pass to Max Lowe on the left, despite being in his own box and being pressured. And it's now given back to Ampadu. Max Lowe. Lays off to Egan. Should we 2-1 West Brom? Well, without a chance, yeah, but Sheffield United, I think, do deserve to be in the lead just with the amount of chances in possession. But I think that just shows how deadly West Brom can be when they get chances, because every time they do get the ball and get forward, they've nearly scored. So you definitely could say that. As it's Fleck to Lundstrom. 30 yards out he is. On the left. Just passes it to Ampadu. Tries to help it on to Lowe, but intercepted by Robinson. And throwing it will be to Sheffield United. We're 67 minutes in, just about. And we've got a double change from West Brom. Two strikers are coming on. It's Hal Robson-Kanu, the Welsh hero in the Euros 2016, as he scored 2 goals in the campaign, which I think got them to a semi-final, I'm pretty sure. He's coming on, and Carlin Grant. So Diane, who didn't quite have the impact he did in the 45 minutes he played against Fulham, where he got an assist. And Callum Robertson is also being replaced. So 2 strikers off, 2 strikers on for West Brom. So just fresh legs, I think, for Sam Allardyce as he looks to get a win on his 500th and 20th game as a Premier League manager. He's managed games against Sheffield United 3 times. 1 win, 1 draw and a loss. This Fleck gets it into the gap and Max Lowe's made a run. Looks to get it across goal. Ajayi says no and concedes the corner. I'm sure Sam Allardyce would not want to make that win-loss draw record into 1 win, 1 draw and 2 losses to make it a negative record. 2 of them were for Bolton and 1 was for West Ham in a League Cup game, which I think ended with someone winning on penalties, and I think it was Sam Allardyce on West Ham, but within the actual game it was a draw. But on penalties, I think they did come out victorious back in 2014. An in-swinging cross, I think from Lundstram this time towards McBurney, who can't win his header. Loops in the air though, and Bartley Kung Fu kicks it away. Always finds Fleck, who helps it back out to Lundstram. Back in the box it goes. It's dangerous. Egan tried to meet it, and it went wide. As the 6-yard area is looking destroyed in certain areas, as Egan just fell into that mud bath. He committed his body to try and get there, and as Ajayi worked to try and clear it, Egan came rushing in and put the ball wide of the post from around 5 yards out. If you are new, please subscribe. Fantastic. Loads of commentaries coming this month. McGoldrick has won it from the goal kick. He's being pressured though by Matt Phillips, and he's been slide tackled, but that doesn't mean he couldn't get a pass away to Bogle, who's a lot further forward than he was. And also he's Billy Sharp, who he's got it to, who gets a crossing from the right. It comes off Bartley last into the hands of Sam Johnston. Good defending because Ollie McBurney was charging at that front post to try and get there for his team. For McBurney, would be his second goal of the season. He scored one in the 2-1 defeat in the latter stages of the game against Leicester City. As it looks like Ryan Brewster, who's yet to score for Sheffield United, or in the Premier League in general. Not had much luck in terms of scoring senior goals in the Premier League. Didn't even make an appearance in the Premier League for Liverpool. Did have a good, healthy loan spell at Swansea, where he scored a few goals in the Championship. Yet to do it though for Sheffield United as they head away a Sam Johnston clearance. Back forward by Livermore. Egan sends it back towards Livermore. He wins another header. Flicked on by Bartley. Pereira can bring it down, but then falls to Sheffield United again, who just loop it forward towards Billy Sharp. It's Ajayi who heads it to O'Shea. Can Carlin Grant get there for West Brom? No, he can't. Basham's the stronger one and gives it to McBurney. Lays it off to McGoldrick. Fleck. Through the legs to McGoldrick. First time fine to Max Lowe. McBurney. Dispossessed by Kyle Bartley. And they can lay it back off to their goalkeeper, who will just send it forward towards Pereira. You can get it to Livermore. Now Bartley. Try to send Grant forward. But it's Ampadu who has it. To Ramsdale. 117th meeting between the two sides. It would be the 29th draw if it ends this way. In terms of trophies, West Brom have 3 more than Sheffield United. The last trophy for Sheffield United coming back in 2016-17 as they did win League One with 100 points. Don't think they'll be getting anywhere near that this season. Basham has it. To Lundstram, and then for West Brom, the last trophy they won was back in 2007-2008 where they won the Championship. Bogle, left-footed shot to try to replicate what he did with his first goal in this game, and the only goal for Sheffield United, but he was deflected over the bar for a corner kick. That's what Paul Tierney thinks. Just worked it nicely down the right-hand side, got it inside to Bogle, who worked the space on Bartley to get a shot away, and as he lunged to block it, Bartley did come off his right foot last. So rightly given corner, which will be right foot of Lundstram to take. Can they get in the lead for the first time in this game? Sheffield United. In swinger it is. It's dangerous. It's headed away again by Bartley. Towards Basham, who's at the back post. Had to nod it towards the byline, but does get it to Fleck. Good ball. Turns Fleck to try and get it onto his left foot. And then back heels it to Basham, who has an angle for a cross. It deflects to the back post. Billy Sharp's there to poke it in. It's a massive goal in the season of Sheffield United. And his captain, Billy Sharp, to do it. They've been pushing, they've been pressing, they've been persistent all game. And I think personally, the persistence has provided reward for Sheffield United. Great work on the right-hand side from the corner, which was cleared at first. Basham and Fleck between the two of them combining to work space for a cross. It was a poor cross towards the near post. It's Ajayi who helped it on into the box to make it more dangerous for Sheffield United. Ball in, flicked on. I think it was Egan and O'Shea at the back post who collided together. And it came off the knee of O'Shea right into the path of Sharp. Right into the path of Sharp, who had to get the outside of his right boot ahead of Bartley, who was challenging for the ball to get it away. Got that right boot ahead of it. Guided it into the bottom left corner. A sharp finish from Billy Sharp has given Sheffield United the lead in the turnaround against West Brom. Fully deserved. Sheffield United 2, West Brom 1. Billy Sharp with the goal. He's been at the club for coming up to 6 years now, signed from Leeds. And that's his 110th goal and probably one of his most important goals. Because this could be a turning point as Basham concedes a corner from a clearance from a West Brom cross on the right-hand side. Come on, West Brom, well, you have just gone down, unfortunately. Great goal. Helped on by Jay. That cross from Basham. And then O'Shea, and Egan met each other at the far post. Came off O'Shea, straight into Sharp. Finished it. But can West Brom have an instant reply? Headed away at the near post by McGoldrick. Towards Sharp, who is fouled as he's pulled to the ground. And free kick is won for Sheffield United. Rhian Brewster was also meant to be substituted. But since the goal was scored, Chris Wilder pulled him straight back onto the bench. Saying there's no need for you to come on as of yet. That clearly shows Chris Wilder definitely thought his team deserved to go for this and get the win, because they definitely did. They've been the better team despite some of the clear-cut West Brom chances. Basham towards Lowe, headed towards the Sheffield United defensive Ampadu, met by O'Shea. It's now Gallagher who thinks being brought on for West Brom. I didn't quite see that substitute be made, but he is on. And there's been a crossfield ball towards Connor Townsend in the end. Plays it forward to Carlin Grant. Number 29 signed from Huddersfield. Not quite started his career like he would have wanted to at West Brom, despite scoring in one of his first games for the club. Bartley on the left. Loses it. And McGoldrick now has it for Sheffield United. Again, dropping deep for the ball and keeping it and being dragged by his arm and winning a free kick with 15 minutes to go for Sheffield United. And it'll be Lundstrom to take. You feel like a third goal for Sheffield United will put the nail in the coffin. And it's deservedly so. They've been really good today, Sheffield United. And you just feel like the tides are turning for Sheffield United. It'll be 3 wins in their last 5 games as well, which is huge. That's in the Premier League. But for Big Sam, it's been lost, draw, lost, loss. Win, lost, lost, draw. So not great results for Big Sam. He has got a big challenge on his hands to get them out of this mess. Throwing yet to be taken by Sheffield United. It's now by Ampadu towards Billy Sharp. Can't quite take it under control. Does he go straight out for a goal kick from the throw-in? Because he could have brought that down on the byline. He could have been in behind there, Sharp, to maybe look for a pullback. But no. Not to be. Townsend has it to Snodgrass. Can't find Carlin Grant in the left wing position. It's Basham with the ball. To Lundstrom, who's come over to the right-hand side for support. 1-2 with McBurney. It's now Fleck. Back to Lundstrom. It's looking like his old self, Lundstrom. Did score on the last day of the season against Southampton in a 3-1 defeat. Lundstrom. He's yet to score, though, this season, despite picking up 2 assists and a red card in the process. Was red card in the game against Brighton away, which they drew 1-1. It's Egan to McBurney, who dropped deep for the ball just inside the Sheffield United half as he releases to John Fleck. The left-hand side, it goes to Max Lowe. He's got room to run forward into. Decides for an early cross instead. It's dangerous, and Jayden Bogle does get a head on it, but can't quite control the header. Just bounced off his head and just looped into the air, and well over the bar it went. Unfortunately, though, good ball by Max Lowe and the 2 Derby County players which were signed in the summer, linking up with the cross and header, but didn't quite seek the maximum reward of a goal that would have deserved if it definitely nestled into the goal. So Jay, clip towards Hal Robson-Kanu. Can't keep the ball, West Brom. Poor passes from Livermore, ban Sheffield United, but McBurney has won it back from O'Shea as he looked to bring it forward for West Brom. It's now low, heavy cross again, can't quite find Jayden Bogle, who found his way into the box once again. And a goal kick it will be for Sam Johnston to take. Yeah, it's now 52 goals conceded now for West Brom, and they're just not really using the powers of Big Sam to their advantage. He's usually quite good at shoring up defences. And there's just, like I said before, 2 5-0 losses, a 4-0 and a 3-0 is just not good enough. Carlin Grant helps it towards Robson-Kanu. Bit of ping-pong between some players, and it's Egan who is able to just slide it towards Basham, who then gets it to Ampadu. First time on the ball, 11 minutes until added on time is announced. Can we see a late West Brom purge of deadly attacks? Egan. Ramsdale. Loses the ball, Sheffield United to Bartley. And with West Brom, in terms of a major trophy, the FA Cup's the last one they can write home about in 1968, a 1-0 win. Jeff Astle with the goal. He scored 137 goals for the club in 292 appearances. Jeff Astle. They could do with some of his goal scoring form in this game, as he was the last man to really write history into the books of West Brom with that one goal in the FA Cup final against Everton. Basham, poor pass to Bogle, but the heavy touch of Townsend gives Sheffield United a throw-in. Thank you to everyone who has liked and subscribed this stream. It's been a fantastic one so far. If you aren't subscribed, please do. It does help massively. I know every streamer says it and every YouTuber says it, but it is true. Sheffield United have worked their throw-in all the way back to their goalkeeper, in the end using Egan as a midway point, and Ramsdale sends it back forward towards McBurney, who does head it on towards Bogle, but Bartley get there ahead of him to concede another throw-in. As Brewster was ready to come on, then was told, "You're not coming on, mate." We've scored through the 34-year-old experienced Billy Sharp, who never got the England call up in the end, never really made it to that level, but he's at that level now. And he wasn't even in the squad in the last game between these two sides. And now he's scoring against them as McBurney's worked it towards Basham. Loses possession and Conor Gallagher has it. Got it to Pereira, but a poor touch has given Sheffield United the ball back once again. It'll be 2-2. Well, I hope for your sake it is, because I know you're a West Brom fan. Basham towards Bogle. Cut out by Connor Townsend. Another throw-in for Sheffield United on this right-hand side. The 52nd and the 53rd goal scored in the Premier League for Sheffield United under the management of Chris Wilder has been scored today. In general, in Premier League, they've scored now 181 goals. And that's in 182 games. As they look to get another one, but Ampadu's been caught out in possession. And Conor Gallagher can bring it away. Gets past a man of John Fleck and gets completely taken out, a yellow card. And a good tactical foul there, because Gallagher, once dispossessing Ampadu, he was away and he seemed like he wasn't going to be stopped unless fouled like he was. Won the ball in the midfield. Broke into the Sheffield United half. Got past Ampadu. Past Fleck. Until he was caught on the left shin there. Gallagher. And a free kick and a yellow card for John Fleck. And he's lucky that he didn't get a yellow card in the first half, John Fleck. He made a really nasty challenge on Snodgrass. So I think he'll count himself lucky he wasn't already on a yellow card. As the free kick, two-man wall. We are about 35 yards away, so if Pereira shoots and scores, this will be an absolute worldie of a strike. But he could clip it into the box, we're going to have to see. That's around 30, 35 yards away from goal here, Mateus Pereira. He scored a free kick against Everton this season, but a bit closer this one was. Can he get his 6th goal in the league? Decides to clip it in instead towards a Jay over his head, and Bartley's been held off by McBurney, who is able to see it out for a goal kick for Sheffield United. And another chance goes missing for West Brom, as with 7 minutes plus additional time, they're still searching for an equaliser. They did take the lead in the 41st minute. You could say that goal was a little bit undeserved because Sheffield United were well on top, and then their dominance is seen through Sheffield United, which has been there throughout the whole game, and they did end up taking the lead through goals from Bogle and Billy Sharp. Thanks to everyone who's here. 17 people. Please subscribe if you haven't, please. It's a click of a button and it helps out so much. Thank you if anyone does. That it honestly means the world. TikTok and Instagram name is also in the description if you're interested in following any of them. Billy Sharp nods it down straight to Conor Gallagher. Finds Livermore. I don't actually know who's taken off for the West Brom sub. They didn't say. McGoldrick's gone late there on Dara O'Shea. He's going to pick up a book in there as West Brom look to go forward. Now I can find out who actually was substituted. Yeah, O'Shea looked to bring it forward. Nasty challenge by McGoldrick. A striker's challenge, you may say. Matt Phillips was brought off for Conor Gallagher. Third booking for McGoldrick. He won't mind though if it means his team can soldier on. And he's close to hitting the century mark of appearances for Sheffield United. 98th tonight. Got some defending to do now though, with Pereira helping it into the box, where it's been headed by O'Shea towards the back post. And it's Carlin Grant who's able to keep it in to Townsend. Works it into the box, and it's been put towards the far post in Pereira's cross/slash shot, you could say. It was always curling wide of the post and out for a goal kick. His first ball in towards O'Shea was won, and he put it back towards the opposite side to where he was. And he was just too much on it, but Grant was able to keep it in, and nothing was able to be worked from there. Goal kick was the result after that attack. Yeah, next commentary, Saturday, 3 o'clock. Thank you to subscribe, whoever it was. You are an absolute legend in every single way. Thank you very much. It's Oliver Burke has been brought on instead of Brewster. Oliver Burke is quite muscular, you could say. So that's maybe why they're bringing him on. Someone who's a bit more physical than Brewster. As it is the goal scorer, Billy Sharp, who's been replaced. He's the man who put Sheffield United ahead in this game. He's been replaced for the last 5 minutes plus additional time. Oliver Burke is to come on, who is formerly of West Brom. Played 24 games for them with 1 goal. Luton Town was the game he scored. Was the goal he scored. Made loan spells as well during his time to RB Leipzig, Celtic and Alaves in Spain. So he's definitely been around Europe, Oliver Burke, as he did get that winner against Manchester United, as he gives away a free kick on a J in the defensive final third for West Brom in the left-back area. Can he make a difference, Oliver Burke? Fresh legs as well up front for them. I guess at your most viewed vid. Hold on, I'll have a guess in a second. Sheffield United have worked that free kick away, but only as far as Ajayi on the halfway line. Clips it towards the left-hand side, headed away by Basham. McBurney nodded down towards McGoldrick, but picked up by Pereira. He's been challenged and the ball's been taken away. Basham helps it forward towards Oliver Burke. To McBurney it falls to. McGoldrick can't win a header. It's been headed forward by West Brom, and they look to break Carlin Grant free, but it's been intercepted and sent back the other way to the West Brom defence, where Jai gets there ahead of Oliver Burke. And it's now Johnson who can send it forward, but he just dinks it to Ajayi instead, and then he helps it on forward, and it can't be held up by Hal Robson-Kanu, and it's now Ramsdale who take his time on picking the ball up. I think my most viewed video is, I think it's Rangers Benfica, or is it Liverpool Norwich? It's Liverpool Norwich. I've just had a look. Oh, I knew it was one of them. Liverpool Norwich 2.8k, and then Rangers, which was a mad one, 2.6k. Like 90 people were in that. That was mad, that stream. More European and Europa League commentaries do come soon though. As Johnston helps it forward, Basham heads it on, only as far Snodgrass on the halfway line. He's been pressured by John Fleck. He works away from the Scotsman. Gets it to Bartley. So then Johnston. Route 1 football, I think, is about to be put into place as Robson Carnew again couldn't win the header, and Lundstrom finds McBurney. His pass inside is being blocked off. It's now Gallagher on the ball, who will look to bring West Brom forward. He just goes across to O'Shea instead. Ajayi takes a couple touches and helps it on forward around the corner. Intercepted nicely by Ampadu, but he can only concede the throw-in for West Brom. That'll be O'Shea, who we know has a long throw, and he's been doing it all game, and he needs to get this one right with 90 seconds. 90 seconds left plus added on time. Thrown in. Ajayi can't quite help it on, and a free kick's been given against Ajayi as he seemed to use both of his hands there when going for the ball, and that's a waste for West Brom as it looks like they're going to lose a massive game in this relegation battle. They're labelling it a 6-pointer. Sheffield United win. They go a point behind West Brom after winning 3 in the last 5 games. For West Brom, it'd be 1 win in 5. And this would also mean 10 points away from the drop zone, Sheffield United. West Brom will be 9 points. So it's a big 3 points this for Sheffield United if they can get over the line. And with momentum growing, could we see a great escape from Sheffield United? Thrown forward, headed on by McBurney, looking for Oliver Burke, but Townsend can help it back to his goalkeeper, Sam Johnston, who clears it forward, loops in the air. Ampadu wins the header as he holds his head, and the referee has seen it and stops play, but the ball was to the goalkeeper of Sam Johnston anyway. As he went for the challenge, he held his head. It seemed to have maybe been caught there in the challenge. Is he going to get back up? Oh, yeah, just a clash of heads there with him and O'Shea, as we have got 3 minutes of added on time. Will we see any late drama, or will Sam Allardyce's ship sink? As like I said in my pre-match introduction, it is the first episode of Wilder versus Allardyce, and it looks like Wilder's going to get the better of Big Sam as the ball's been launched forward. Gallagher can't quite get it under control. Cleared to the left-hand side where Townsend can let it go for a throw-in and take it quickly to Snodgrass. It's hard to Pereira. He finds Carlin Grant. To Snodgrass, we know he can put a cross in. Cuts onto his right foot, then his left, and then down the line to Townsend. Out of his feet, cross it goes. Fleck away back towards Townsend, and Bogle wins it and can be cleared away by Lundstrom. Towards Burke, a lovely touch on the right-hand side to keep it in his possession. And take it away from the West Brom players and get it to Lundstrom. And Bogle clears away. Great skill from Burke. As a foul has been given, or is it a throw-in? I think it might have been a foul on the right-hand side there for Bogle. The referee's gone back to. Come on, Sheffield. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Well, that's enough fine. Yes, indeed. I don't support them, but sure. But it's actually a free kick on Bogle just inside the Sheffield United half. As we've got 90 seconds left to play. It could be the 43rd win in this fixture for Sheffield United. Basham sent it straight out for a throwing poor kick. And these are the first 2 meetings in the Premier League between these two sides, so it will be 1 apiece in terms of Premier League wins in the fixture. It's West Brom throw it forward and then win another one on the halfway line. Townsend will help it backwards to Livermore, who then goes over to Ajayi. He's got a lot of room to now send it forward. A minute to go. Will we have late drama? Ajayi. Oh, too much on it. Kyle Bartley could only chase. But a throwing it goes for Sheffield United. It will be a massive 3 points. Yes, it might not be a clean sheet for Sheffield United, which they've really struggled to get. Only one this season. That was against Newcastle, which was their first Premier League win of the season. West Brom help it back forward from the Sheffield United throw-in. West Brom player's gone down under a challenge just on the left-hand side. And we have got a free kick for West Brom. Chris Basham won man of the match for Sheffield United, and Sam Johnson's going forward. I'm going to give my man of the match to Billy Sharp. Got the match-winning goal. Worked his socks off. Was a great leader up front. That's my man of the match. And here we go. Sam Johnson's up. It's on the left-hand side. We're about 40 yards away. So we're at a distance where a ball can be lifted into the box. This is the last chance. This is it. Matheus Pereira is over it. He's got 3 assists this season. Can he add to that tally? Kyle Bartley just pushing away a Sheffield United player. His tempers are starting to rise. Kyle Bartley has been a threat this season from attacking scenarios. He's already got 2 the centre-back. Sheffield United did concede late on against Leicester to lose that game. Will it happen again at Bramall Lane? Or will they hold on? Matheus Pereira. He takes it. It's a curling ball in. It's headed on. It's fell to the ground. Can anyone get there? And it's a Sheffield United clearance. Goes back to Conor Gallagher. He needs to just help it back in. Goes inside to Jake Livermore. But there's no time for Livermore to do anything with the ball because the full-time whistle has been blown. And that is a massive victory for Sheffield United. And could that be the end of the road for West Brom in the Premier League? For Sheffield United, it feels like the start of their survival fight. For West Brom, it feels like it's the end of theirs. Despite them still being a point behind West Brom, with momentum switching and Sheffield United starting to find form, you feel like it's West Brom who will be sinking further down and Sheffield United starting to rise up the league table slowly but surely. A goal just before half-time by Matt Phillips in the 41st minute cancelled out a lot of early Sheffield United pressure, which meant they had to go 1-0 down at half-time. The pressure throughout the first half continued into the second, and 10 minutes in, Jayden Bogle was able to get a strike away on his weak foot at the near post to get it back on level terms, and then 73 minutes on the clock, the ball fell into the box to Billy Sharp, who was sharp with his movement, with his persistence, and with his never-ending attitude of, I will score in every game I possibly can. And with that attitude of trying to score in every game, he popped up in the right place, not giving up, to give Sheffield United the lead. And from the 73rd minute to the 94th, they were able to hold out for a 2-1 victory, which does leave them rock bottom of the league still, 1 point behind West Brom, 10 points away from danger. But in terms of confidence and momentum, it seems like Sheffield United are going back on to the right track. And Sheffield United 2, West Brom 1. And what a dramatic 90 minutes of football we've just had there. West Brom taking the lead, Sheffield United then giving the lead to themselves. Fantastic work from Sheffield United. You feel like they are really starting to conjure something special here in terms of a survival comeback. Will it happen? I don't know. I think we'll be asking a lot of Sheffield United, but if it does happen, it will be quite something. But don't put it past them. With the mentality they have and the management of Chris Wilder, I won't put it past the Sheffield United team to stay up at all. But in this relegation 6-pointer, we are hit the end of the live stream. Thanks to everyone who joined the live stream in the end. It was very exciting, very, very tense near the end. But it's Sheffield United who walk away with the 3 points. And is this a start of their survival battle against all odds? Thanks for watching.